Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Adam Welch here with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your morning to join us here. We are going to be taking a look here today at Ameritas and a couple of their new products they have available out there in the living benefit life insurance market. They have a very competitive living benefit term product as well as a newly launched living benefit IUL that looks to be very competitive out there. So joining me today hopefully is going to be Eric with Ameritas, and we have been having some technical difficulties, unfortunately, getting him onto the webinar. So I'm hopeful that he will be able to join us here momentarily so I can hand things over to Eric to take us through these great products here. But while we wait on that, just a couple of items to note here before we kick things off. First of all, if there are any questions that may come across during the course of the presentation, please don't hesitate to type those in your question box on your control panel and send those over. We'd be glad to get those questions answered. Additionally, in these introductory slides, as I start moving through, there are going to be a couple of poll questions as well. Your participation in those poll questions is certainly greatly appreciated. It'll allow us to get some additional information out to you on some pertinent topics if that would be of interest to you. So again, your participation in those poll questions is certainly greatly appreciated. And with that, as I mentioned, while we're waiting for Eric, hopefully we can get these technical difficulties sorted out and get him on the webinar, because I know this is certainly a hot button topic out there today to take a look at. But before we get into the meat of today's presentation with Ameritas and their living benefit products, just want to make sure everyone is well aware of all of the great rewards, incentives, and services that we have available for the independent advisor here at IAMS. And starting off, want to touch on a couple of great business builders here that we have available. And the first one being our referred producer program. So just like you all out in the field, the most qualified lead you can receive, the highest compliment you can receive is going to be a referral from someone in your network or an existing client. The same holds true with us here at IAMS. The highest qualified lead we can receive is a referral from someone that you may know in the business that is not currently doing business with us here at IAMS. So we want to encourage you and reward you for passing those names along and passing those referrals along to us here. So how this program works, it's a great way to get some additional cash in your pocket. So if you know of someone out in the field in your network that is not currently doing business with us here at IAMS, pass their information along to us. Once that referral contracts with one or more of our carriers, we're going to cut you a check right then and there for $50, just as a simple thank you for making that introduction. From there, once that referral starts writing business, you're going to get paid $100 or even more based on that business they write with us. And this is where the cash can really start rolling in for you here. So you can see in this example here, basically we pay a 20 basis point override on the business that your referral writes with us thereafter. After they're contracted and writing business with us, you get that referral bonus. So you can see in this example, if you refer over 3 producers to us, and each producer is $1 million a year producer, and let's just call it single premium life and annuity to keep it simple here, that's an additional $6,000 in cash in your pocket just for making that introduction with that referral to us here at IAMS. So you can see a very lucrative opportunity. We do cut some sizable checks out for that referred producer bonus program, and we're happy to do so. That's money well spent for qualified leads, and we like cutting those checks to you. So important to note, those overrides are not coming off of your referrals commission or your commission. That's coming out of our pocket to you, again, as a thank you for making that introduction. So a great opportunity to get some additional cash in your pocket just by simply making an introduction. So keep that referred producer program in mind as you're out there, and be sure you're taking advantage of that and not missing out on that cash. Additionally, we do also have a great marketing reimbursement program. This was recently revamped, but here on the life insurance side, how this program works, for every $100,000 in single premium life premium or $10,000 in target life premium, we're going to pay you $200 in marketing reimbursement. So how this program works, basically the more you write with us, the more that marketing reimbursement account is going to grow. Any business-related expenses, marketing-related expenses that you incur out there, send us in the receipts, and we will cut you a check for up to half of those expenses based on what you have in that marketing reimbursement program. So we want to encourage you to keep investing in your business and in yourself and getting your name out there and increasing your business. We want to help share in those expenses here as well with that marketing reimbursement program. So a great opportunity to cut those expenses potentially in half based on the business you're writing with us. So a couple of great business builders. Please keep those in mind with us here at IAMS. Additionally, for those of you that are new to us here at IAMS, we have some great new producer bonuses. And how this program works, we have 3 different levels you can choose to cash in on. Once you cash in, that's the new producer bonus. It's done. But have 3 different levels to choose from based on the business you write with us in the first 6 months of getting contracted with us here at IAMS. So in the first 6 months, if you submit $100,000 in total business, be it annuity business, single premium life, or target life. And target life is prorated for all of these amounts as well. But that qualifies you for that first tier bonus. So the most popular option at this level is that $750 cash bonus. Some other options include a 2-year paid subscription to your own website. So we'll work with you to create a website, and that'll be paid for by us here at IAMS for 2 years for you. Or you can select that latest generation iPad. If you have over $100,000 and you can hit that $300,000 level, the rewards go up from there. So we have a nice business building reward with a Social Security claiming program and 3,000 piece mailing to help get some additional leads in the door for you. Or we can boost that marketing reimbursement account with $2,000 in marketing reimbursement dollars. Or that $750 cash bonus goes up to $1,500 Visa gift card. So great options there at that $300,000 level. If you have more than $300,000 and you can hit $500,000, the rewards, of course, get even better. So some even better business builders there with some seminar marketing systems. 2 of our top producing advisors here at IAMS, Matt Gill and Dave Pemper, have really built their business around seminar marketing. It's been very effective for them. They've developed their own seminars, 2 different approaches, but very effective. And if you hit that $500,000 level, we can provide you with the seminar system from Matt Gill, a 5,000 piece mailing to fill that first seminar, and some great coaching from Matt Gill on that seminar system. You could also choose Dave Pemper's seminar, which also comes with a 4,000 piece mailing, and again, some fantastic seminar coaching with Dave Pemper to deliver that seminar effectively. If you're more interested in getting a vacation and some rest and relaxation at that $500,000 level, you can also choose to customize your own getaway with our Ritz-Carlton travel package. So great options there. Again, that's available to new producers with us here at IAMS, rewarding you for the business that you write with us during your first 6 months of getting contracted. Our back office support is something that we really pride ourselves on here at IAMS. There's certainly no shortage of agencies like us out there, no shortage of product. What's kept us in business for 32 years and kept us thriving is the service that we provide the independent agent. We know your job out there is not an easy one. It's very difficult. There's a lot that falls on your shoulders as an independent advisor. We realize that. We recognize it. We want to help you be more efficient out there and work smarter, not harder in the field. So we want to help you shoulder some of that back office kind of admin task that comes along with doing business out there independently. So we like to provide what we call submission to commission support. So everything from the sales support side and the pre-sale side and case design, assisting you with product selection and running illustrations and quotes for you and getting you ready to present the case to your clients, to getting forms out to you to be able to write the case. Once that case is written, you have the application completed, send it back into us. We have a very talented team of new business case managers that will scrub the applications for you to make sure they're going to be in good order before they hit the carrier. Cut down on processing time. From there, on life insurance applications, we can actually, if you prefer, we can schedule exams for you and take care of all of that, and then follow up on the business of the carrier and keep pushing them along so we can make sure that business is going to get processed and placed as quickly as possible so we can get you paid as quickly as possible. So that's submission to commission support. Again, we really pride ourselves on the service we provide independent agents. We don't think you're going to find a finer service organization out there than IAMS. Creative marketing solutions. We do have a full creative marketing department here at IAMS. And really have designed this not to make money, but to be as competitive as possible with maybe your local PR firm or advertising firm. So we have a number of options available to you on the creative side. Josh and Tasia and their team do a remarkable job in the creative department in creating these solutions here. So we have everything from turnkey solutions that are just brochures and flyers that are professionally written. They're ready to go out. They just need to be populated with your information. We get that in there and they're ready to be emailed out or sent to the printer, however you choose to distribute that. We have full agency solutions. So everything from building a brand and building a logo, or perhaps you need to rebrand out there. Have assistance to provide you with all that brand building material to get that information placed on business cards and stationery and get all of that material updated with your new brand. We also can assist on the digital front as well. So everything from website creation and maintenance to email marketing, digital marketing, including social media marketing consulting there. We can assist you on the digital front as well. So IAMS Creative, if you're writing with us here at IAMS, a lot of this is already, it's going to be no charge. So, but we are very competitively priced, we feel, with your local advertising and PR firm. Again, we're not in the creative business to make money. We want to be as efficient as possible for you to get your message out there and get you in front of more folks so you can write more business, and that's where we all win. So keep that in mind. IAMS Creative. Please don't hesitate to give Tasia or Josh a call to visit about what they can do for you in that department. Our website, www.iamsinc.com, tremendous resource available to you. Of course, it's available 24/7. So a lot of great information out there. If you've not yet gone out to our website and registered to have access to the back end of the website, highly encourage you to do so. If you're in a pinch, maybe it's after hours and you need a quick term quote, or you need a form or an application package, that is all available on our website, as well as links to our current product grids on the annuity and life side as well. So that is our website, iamsinc.com. Again, I highly encourage you to go out there and register for an account if you've not yet done so. Our retirement analyzer software, this is really a great piece of software that really helps illustrate to your clients the power of working with you and implementing your recommendations and solutions to their concerns. So just very quickly, it really helps answer those 6 questions you see in the 6 bullet points at the bottom of the screen there. Really, it takes you from being viewed maybe as a transactional insurance agent to more of a holistic planning, showing the impact of implementing your recommendations, your solutions in your client's retirement plan. So including everything from guaranteed income strategies to life insurance protection to disability or long-term care protection as well. So a great piece of software that's available to contracted agents with us here at IAMS. Marcus Solar in our office is the point person for the Retirement Analyzer. If you'd like more information about the software and how to get up and running with it, I certainly encourage you to give us a call and ask to visit with Marcus Solar about the Retirement Analyzer. He'd be glad to visit with you further. Okay, IAMS Wealth Management. This is actually going to bring us to our first poll question of the day. Very simply, would you like to learn more about IAMS Wealth Management? So you may or may not be aware that we have launched our very own registered investment advisor, or RIA, here at IAMS, and that is IAMS Wealth Management. I did that for a number of reasons, but there are a number of reasons for you to consider including fee-based asset management to your business if you're not already a fee-based advisor in that side of the business. A number of reasons, including increasing your revenue and increasing your sales. So we're going to take your business from a transactional-based business to a more holistic and fee-based business by including fee-based asset management. So you're going to see an increase in revenue, and it's going to be recurring revenue. Based on the assets that you have under management, you're going to earn fees on that business on a recurring basis. So get you more of a predictable income stream. By adding fee-based asset management to your business, you're also going to see an increase in your fixed index and insurance business as well, again, being more of a holistic advisor. We've structured IAMS Wealth Management to be as advisor-friendly as possible, so it may sound daunting to get into the fee-based asset management business, to go get your Series 65, and that we've really tried to simplify the process as much as possible and make it as friendly as possible for you to get into this business and hit the ground running. aside from increased revenue, you're going to see an improvement in client retention and your client relationships. Again, taking your business to more of a holistic level and assisting not only with the guaranteed income portion of their retirement and their life insurance protection and wealth protection, can also assist with the wealth management side and help preserve and protect that wealth and grow it in addition to the guarantees that you provide on the insurance side. Instead of seeing that fee-based wealth management business go down the street to the next advisor, more of that's going to stay with you, tying your clients into you even closer. So a number of great reasons to consider including that if you're not already in that fee-based asset management business. And if you are, excuse me, we have a tremendous transition team that will assist you in moving that book of business over and help you simplify your life and help you increase your business there as well. So please keep IAMS Wealth Management in mind. Mike Hansen and Charles are hiring in our wealth management department. I'd be glad to visit with you about additional information and how to get you on board. Thank you to those of you that responded yes to that. We will get some additional information about that RIA out to you here following the webinar. Okay, the next item I want to visit about is actually going to be our second poll question of the day, and that's pertaining to our all expense paid life and annuity academy. And this, folks, is a tremendous training event that we put on usually 3 or 4 times per year. It is an all expense paid training event, so all of your travel expenses from your flight, hotel, meals, all of that is taken care of by us. It just costs you a couple days out of your time. And we know that 2 days out of your time is expensive in and of itself. It's 2 days that you're not out in the field meeting with clients and meeting with prospects, building those relationships and making sales. So we want to load you up with as much information as possible, as much pertinent information as possible to make it worth your while. So folks, this is not a traditional product roadshow where we're going to bring in reps from different carriers to go over product A versus product B and why you should sell their product. This is more of a sales and marketing focused event where we bring in some of our top producing advisors and some other speakers to go over different marketing ideas, sales concepts. Matt Gill and Dave Pimpers, I mentioned briefly on the new producer bonus slide. They will be out there in attendance to go over their seminar system and why they have continued to use seminars in their business to help generate new business. Go over some unique trust products as well as some great wealth transfer solutions, large life case marketing, get you in front of some bigger premium dollar life cases out there, including business insurance concepts. So your key person, executive bonus, buy-sell arrangements, those types of cases traditionally lead to larger premium life cases. Also go over a wealth of information on the annuity side from income rider training, index strategy training, some current annuity and life industry trends and threats to the industry. So a lot of great information presented out there. Our hope is that 1 or 2 of the items presented would stick with you. You'll be able to take back to the office and implement once you get back to the office and see a measurable increase in your overall production in that life and annuity market. So again, this is an all expense paid training event. We consistently get feedback that this is unlike any training event out there in the industry put on by other IMOs out there. So if you'd like more information, I encourage you to click yes on that poll question. We'll get some follow-up information out to you, keep you on the list to stay informed of the next dates when we schedule these meetings, and keep you informed on how to get into one of these meetings. So that is our all expense paid life and annuity academy. Thank you very much for those of you that responded to that poll. Those of you that responded yes, we will get some additional information out to you following the webinar. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out that poll and keep us moving. Okay, and final item I want to talk about, looks like we do have Eric joining us on the webinar, so we got those difficulties worked out here. So just touch on our marketing summit quickly. We actually just wrapped up our 2018 marketing summit here last week. It was out at the gorgeous Boulders Resort and Spa. It was a tremendous meeting. We are working on future dates for 2019 and locations, so we'll keep you posted once those details are finalized and let you know how you can join us at one of these marketing summits. But certainly a tremendous trip to qualify for, to get some great education and some great rest and relaxation out there as well. So our marketing summits we do hold annually. With that, I am going to go ahead and hand things over to Eric with Ameritas to walk us through the living benefit life portfolio here with their term and newly launched IUL. So give me just a moment here. Eric, you with us?
I'm here.
Great. All right. Well, the controls are heading your way, sir.
All right, great. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining today and having me on here as well. I am Eric Ojeda, so I manage our sales desk here at Ameritas. So anytime you call and have questions about the products that we're offering, we'll be the ones that assist you. So I guess I'm your internal wholesaler if you want to give me a title. So today, here to talk about a few things. I'll briefly touch base on our term product that's been around for a few months now, and then mainly want to focus on the IUL that we kicked off here last Monday. So Ameritas, we're out of Lincoln, Nebraska, been around a long time, since 1887, and we are introducing products that deal with living benefits and also have some unique features to them. And so the product series is the FLX Living Benefit Series. So first, I'll touch quickly on the term so that we have some time to go through the IUL. And I think we've done a webinar on term for you in the past, so hopefully you've caught that one. Andy Terry, our external wholesaler, was speaking about that. So again, some of these competitive advantages really go in line with both products, and I'll talk about what is on both products. But as far as living benefits with the term, we have 18 living benefit triggers. And so we feel that's more than a lot of the competitors out there who are sitting anywhere between 11 and 16 living benefit triggers. On the term, you're able to accelerate up to 90% of the death benefit, up to 1.5 million. And everyone gets it. That's a table D or better, or a flat extra of $5 or better. And there's no knockout questions. So we're not going to ask questions like, are you currently pregnant? If so, you can't get these living benefits. You currently have diabetes. If so, you can't get these living benefits. So anybody and everybody, as long as they're table D or better, can get the living benefits on both products. There is non-med on both the term and the IUL. So non-med is face amounts of $300,000 or less, age 60 or younger. And that includes rapid standard, which lumps together tables A through D. So on a non-med, again, $300,000 or less, age 60 or younger, you'll be able to get not only rapid, standard rapid tobacco, standard and tobacco, but you will also be able to qualify for preferred non-tobacco on a non-med basis. And no, you may be asking, do you ask for a paramed in order to get preferred? No, that preferred is something that they are open to being able to be offered on a non-med basis. So that's just taking the application, no phone interview, no paramed, no labs, nothing like that. So on the term, we offer 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year level term. Minimum face amount for 60 and younger is 50,000, and then over the age of 60, minimum face amount is 100,000. And we will issue term all the way up until age 80, so we have the ability to offer someone coverage until they're 90 years old. We'll issue a 10-year on those 80-year-olds, and then even 15-year on 75 and younger, and you can see the rest of them there. The product is convertible during the level term period or to age 65, which is ever earlier, to the FLX IUL, and that's what I'll be talking about in a little bit. Again, non-med, 300,000 or less. They have 5 underwriting classes, 2 for tobacco and non-tobacco, and then of course the rapid standard, tobacco, non-tobacco, and preferred. And then once you get to the fully underwritten, 300,000 or more than 300,000, we add in preferred plus, as well as select non-tobacco and preferred tobacco. Policy fee on the term, it's $50 per year, and that is fully commissionable to you. So we want to hand over all commission earning possibilities over to you and not take that away from the policy fee. So that policy fee is fully commissionable. And then we also offer the ability to offer some discounts to your clients on the term. The most common you'll see is the same payer discount, and that means you have 2 or more FLX policies being paid for by the same bank account. And if that's the case, we'll waive 50% of the policy fee for all of those term policies. So if you have 2 or more policies on the same insured being paid for by the same bank account, that could be 2 term policies, an FLX IUL and an FLX term, they would get the same payer discount on the term. Or if you had 2 or more FLX policies on same household using the same bank account, business partners, whatever the case, as long as there's 2 policies being paid for by that same bank account, we'll waive 50% of the policy fee on the term. Also have an association discount for clients that might be a member of an approved association, and that's 4% reduction on policy fees and multiple factors. And then for all of you and everyone here at Ameritas, if you're buying our term, you get a 4% premium reduction for you and your immediate family. Okay, so great savings opportunities for all of us as well. So for the term, what are the qualifying conditions? And I'll make a note here that even though the triggers for both the IUL and the term are the same, the 18 living benefit triggers, how they're actually paid out is different. So first we'll talk about the term. So the term, terminal illness is the first trigger, 12 months to live or less. We'll pay out a lump sum, 90% up to $1.5 million. Chronic illness, there's 2 triggers, severe cognitive impairment or the inability to perform 2 of the 6 of the ADLs, and that does not have to be permanent. We will pay out 90% up to $1.5 million. And then for critical illness, 15 triggers. Again, based on severity of illness, life expectancy, the discounted approach, we'll pay out 90% up to $1.5 million. For the critical or terminal, they can have it paid in a lump sum. On a chronic illness, in order to avoid paying taxes because of the HIPAA guidelines from the IRS, they can either take a lump sum or they can take annual installments. So if they take less than the full accelerated amount based on life expectancy or severity of illness, they'll be able to take up to 5 total accelerations. If they do take the full acceleration that's available on the term, 10% of their death benefit would be remaining. And then the maximum they can accelerate between all Ameritas policies would be $1.5 million. I'm going to skip a few things just so we can get into the IUL. We do have an e-app. We do have paper apps, so all of those are available to you. And then, of course, an underwriting guide that's available for both products. So the full underwriting guide, make sure you're familiar with that. A lot of illnesses and things like that are covered within the underwriting guide. And then one thing I want to point out on the full requirements here is if you do look at the ages of 61 and older, even though that's when we get into the fully underwritten, so we're looking here, and there's a paramed needed now that they're over the age of 61 or older, if you still have a face amount of $300,000 or less, even though a full paramed is needed, you can see there's no blood. So no blood draw on those older clients, 300,000 or less. And really no blood draw on anyone that's getting 300,000 or less, okay? All right. Some underwriting requirements. Up until the second quarter, we'll be adding EMSI, but right now there is one vendor that you can use, and that is Exam One. Exam One will do all the MVRs, the prescription checks, APSs, all of that. If a paramed's needed, so if you're getting into that fully underwritten policy, 300,001 or more, Ameritas will automatically order the paramed unless you elect to on the application, okay? So if you elect to order your own paramed, that's fine. It still has to be Exam One until we introduce additional vendors in the next couple months. All right, I know that was kind of quick on term, but I really wanted to focus, make that a refresher and focus a lot on the new IUL that we just launched, because there's a lot of inner working components here that make this a unique and very, very competitive IUL in the marketplace. That's going to compete really well against you know, your North American, your National Life, your Minnesota Life, all the main players in the IUL world. So when we were designing this IUL over the past year or so, we wanted to make sure it gave you and your clients a full picture and full services of what they could be eligible for. You know, IULs for the longest time have been about death benefit as well as cash accumulation. But this is the new IUL. The new IUL gives us a lot more. It gives us living benefits. just like the term, a way to accelerate early in the event of a critical, chronic, or terminal illness. It still has the growth story, but we've done a few things within this IUL to enhance that growth story, enhance that cash value. IULs are still relied on for income, just like the IULs of the past with withdrawals and loans, but we've added some unique things to make that income story even more preferable to your client. IUL still offers legacy, leaving beneficiaries a death benefit in the event of the death of the insured, but we've done some things to enhance that as well, especially when looking at living benefits. And then the overall experience that Ameritas can give, that's the final piece of the puzzle, and I'll touch more on that at the end. So first, let's look at what Ameritas has going on with the growth story, okay? And this is a huge piece of the puzzle, a huge piece of the pie that clients are looking for. And we believe we have a very, very unique story when it comes to cash accumulation and growth within this FLX IUL. For one, we have 5 different point-to-point index options, the S&P Russell 2000, and then we have a proprietary index that you can only see within this IUL. It's the BNP Paribas Momentum 5, and this has a great story for accumulation. We'll talk on it a little bit later. And then we also have an account value bonus. This is one of the main questions I've been getting in the last couple of weeks. Do you have a bonus that you pay on the cash value? Persistency bonus. And we do, starting the 11th year and beyond, 50 basis points. So what do our index options look like? Well, with the S&P, we offered 3 different ways the client can invest their premium dollars. So we have the normal S&P 1-year annual point-to-point, pretty competitive cap rate, 12.25%. Then we have a 2-year point-to-point on the S&P with a 30% cap rate and 100% participation. And then we also have an adjustable participation. So this is for someone that, more conservative, but they still want some potential. So we offer 7.5% cap with 140% participation. And this differs than a lot of other adjustable participation crediting methods out there. The way ours works is we apply the cap first before we apply the participation rate. So even though our cap's 7.5%, the client has potential to earn more than that. Whereas many of the similar types of crediting methods, that participation rate is applied before the cap in order to get them closer to the 7.5%. So we feel we're a little bit unique there. So looking back on how our S&P options would have looked over the past 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20 years, you can look at the 1-year S&P on the top, just the normal S&P, last 20 years, almost 7%. If you look at the 12.25% cap that we're offering right below that, over the last 20-year average, we would have outperformed the S&P and come fairly close over the last 15 years and outperforming in the 10-year average. If you look at the 1 year with the adjustable participation rate of 140%, you can see we were pretty in line with the S&P, so it performed pretty well. But I want you to look at the 1 year, so the last 1 year return, and this is how we can show that 140% participation added on after the cap's been applied. So even though the cap was 7.5%, we would have credited 10.5. So we applied the 140% onto that 7.5. So a lot more potential there for the client. And then of course the last 2 columns are the 2-year point-to-point for the S&P, the actual performance, and then ours is on the bottom. Okay, so very, very competitive. I also mentioned we offer the Russell 2000, and that's just on a straight 1-year annual point-to-point, 9.5% cap, and you can see the returns there. But where we think a lot of clients will be putting their money is within this BNP Momentum 5. Again, proprietary, only on this IUL. It's there for diversification, to be able to allow the clients to invest in an index that follows lots of different investment types. We're looking at this thing on a daily basis, so we're always making sure that the risk can be controlled, and this is a type of index that would help with a really volatile market. So the BNP Momentum 5, this index came out in January 2017, is when they started tracking it. And the way we will credit will either be on an annual point-to-point on a 1-year option or a 2-year point-to-point, both uncapped. But where I want to draw your attention to is those participation rates. These are some of the highest participation rates I have seen on any IUL currently being offered. And I've looked at all the main players in the IUL world. These are very, very strong, will allow lots of earning potential. And we feel because of these participation rates, that's where we're going to see a lot of the premium dollars going in. So let's take, even though this thing's been around for a little over a year, let's take a look at how this would have performed over a longer basis. So we'll look at a 15-year average, 10-year, 5-year, and 1 year. So if you look at the normal BNP based on the investments that were in there, it would have had on a 1 year point to point a 6.8% average. Now, if you add in that incredible 170% participation rate, we would have credited on average almost 12%. Even on a 10, 5, and 1 year, very, very nice returns. If you look at the 2 year, a 15-year average would have been 6.3% for this index. If you add in our 205% participation rate, you're well above 12%, 12.5%, okay? So a lot of amazing earning potential because of these participation rates being so high. So an additional part of the growth story, in addition to those index options, is the ability for the client in those first 10 years, obviously there's a 0% floor, but starting the 11th year is when that account value bonus comes in. So in the 11th year, we'll start paying 50 basis points, okay, to be no less than 25. So 25 is guaranteed. So there is a floor on how much they can earn starting in year 11 and beyond. And if you're selling IULs, everybody's got some sort of a bonus in the 11th year and beyond, but they all work a little bit different. Some are guaranteed, some are not. So let's take a look at a competitor and what their bonus might look like. And you might be familiar with this competitor. But what they illustrate is a bonus of 60 basis points starting in the 11th year and beyond. So 60 basis points is not necessarily what their client's going to earn, because the way their bonus works, it's 10% of the interest earnings up to 60 basis points starting that 11th year and beyond. So in reality, if they earn 0, there is no bonus. 10% of 0 is 0. If they earn 2%, it's 20 basis points. So they're not even crediting 60 basis points until they get to a 6% or more return. Where with ours, it's 50 basis points, regardless of how that index performs, okay? So just be aware of what is being illustrated by the competitors. Now, if you look back over the last 15 years or so of the S&P, I believe 4 of those years were either 0 or negative. So in that case, the competitor would not have credited a bonus. And I think in another 4 of those years, the S&P did below 6%. So again, they wouldn't have credited 60 basis points. So illustrations can be a little misleading. Again, so the growth potential here is 0% floor. We have all those index options, the bonus. If someone has a lump sum of money, doesn't want to create a MEC, we can do a premium deposit account. And our clients can also dollar cost average from the fixed out into those index options. So the next component where we really shine and what we truly believe in is living benefits. And living benefits are a great option for your clients to accelerate, when life hits them with a critical, chronic, or terminal illness, which all of us will have at least one point in our life. So again, just like the term, we have 18 living benefit triggers. But here's the main difference between us and everyone else with our IUL. We pay living benefits based on a lien approach. Now, our term is the discounted method, and most IULs out there are the discounted method, meaning when you file a claim, the client doesn't know what they're going to get. It's all going to come down to severity of illness and life expectancy. Well, the lien approach, the lien is a lien on the death benefit, okay? So the amount that they can accelerate is predetermined when they take out the policy. They'll actually see it the very first time you show them an illustration. It'll say, based on your death benefit that you're applying for, you'll be able to access this much for critical, this much for chronic, and this much for terminal. No less, well, you could go less if you wanted, but if you want the full amount, you're not going to get any less than the full amount you asked for, and then no more. So the benefit amount that they can accelerate is transparent. Again, they know when they take out the policy how much they're going to get if they ask for it. And there's also a remaining death benefit, and that's huge with an IUL. The whole reason we're doing IULs is to build cash value, put money away over a number of years. With the discounted approach on other IULs, if they take the full acceleration, their policy's done. Everything they've done up until the retirement age is no longer. No more death benefit, no more cash value. So with the lien approach, the policy can still meet the original goals that they set forth. Excuse me. So the definitions are the same. The triggers are exactly the same. So terminal illness, 12 months to live or less, and they can get 75% of their death benefit up to $1 million as a lump sum. Chronic illness, severe cognitive impairment, can't perform 2 of the 6 ADLs, does not have to be permanent. They can accelerate 50% of their death benefit up to $1 million. So if they had a $1 million policy and they have a chronic illness, they want the full $500,000, that's what they're going to get. They don't have to wait till the insurance company determines how much they're actually eligible for. They can get the full amount. And then for critical illness, the 15 triggers, just like on the term, and they can accelerate 25% of the death benefit up to $250,000. Okay, again, no strings attached, $250,000 or 25%, that is what they can get. Now, so we have a great story. If they want to maximize their living benefits potential, they can buy a term policy with us. If they want an IUL that's pretty solid at building cash and has other benefits, plus guaranteed, transparent living benefits, they can buy that as well. And they have 2 policies that can do many, many different things for them. And when looking at a claim, even though on our term, we say 90% up to $1.5 million, in reality, when claims are filed on living benefits policies, most of them are a moderate risk or even less severe. So really, the numbers they're going to be able to accelerate oftentimes are much, much less. Here, doesn't matter. They know what they're going to get. So how does it work side by side if you want to take a look at the lien versus the discounted approach? So we have a $500,000 death benefit. Client has a critical illness. So we know based on the lien approach, they can get 25%. In this case, $125,000 is what they can accelerate. If they accelerate that full amount, they have $375,000 remaining in death benefit. Now in the discounted approach IUL, they could get as low as $2,500, or they could get a lot more, almost $382,000. But they don't know until they file a claim and it goes through underwriting. And if they do take the full acceleration, no death benefit is remaining, no cash value, the policy is done. So if you look at a hypothetical situation, in here, that should be annual, not monthly. So we have a 40-year-old preferred non-tobacco. They're putting in $500 a month or $6,000 a year. They do this for 20 years. At age 60, they get a critical illness. So how does the family get through the crisis without sacrificing this 20-year IUL they've been building on? Let's take a look at us versus another carrier. Death benefits are pretty close when a minimum non-MEC basis. Cash value in year 20, Ameritas edges out a little bit. Based on the 25% for critical illness, the client can get $98,000. That's what they're eligible for. On Company X, they file a claim. It's more of a moderate critical illness. Company X says, we'll give you $243,000. If they do a full acceleration on Company X, everything's gone. There's nothing left to rely on in this policy. With Ameritas, they still have $294,000 in death benefit remaining that goes to their beneficiaries, or they could accelerate later on if they wanted to. They still have $120,000 in cash value that will continue to grow, plus the lien on that cash value for the living benefits still participates in the index, so even that will earn interest as well. And you can see at age 85, that continues to grow, and we have a 1.16 death benefit million and a little over 1.1 million for cash value at age 85. So this policy still continued to work for the client. Now let's look at an apples-to-apples comparison and say, Company X, the client did not need the full acceleration. You know, they had pretty good health insurance. Obviously, they have a good job, but they're putting away $500 a month. So let's say they take $98,000, just like in the Ameritas policy. They'll still have some death benefit remaining, a little bit less, about $60,000 less than the Ameritas policy, less cash value at the time of acceleration. And if you look at long-term growth, a couple $100,000 less than Ameritas is offering at age 85 for death benefit and cash value. Okay. So let's look at what happens in life after the living benefit is taken out. So we have somebody that's been putting in their policy. They have $1 million policy. At age 50, they have a living benefits claim for critical illness. So they can accelerate their full max of $250,000. So at age 50, they still have a remaining death benefit of $750,000, and they still have cash accumulation of $231,000. So a few years go by. They've been back at work. They took their acceleration. Their death benefit went down. Their cash accumulation went down. But they still have been funding their policy. So at age 65, they retire. If you look at the cash flow column, this client is still able to take out almost $54,000 per year, okay? Even though they've had an acceleration on their policy, and that's after taking a full acceleration. So we know with the discounted method, they took a full acceleration, they have no policy. So this policy continues to work for the client even after the event of an acceleration. So again, the living benefits on this, they can accelerate less than the amount available. They can accelerate up to 5 accelerations. So if somebody had a $300,000 policy, they could potentially file a critical illness claim for $25,000. Then they could go on later, file a second acceleration for $50,000. Then they could file a third acceleration for chronic illness, 50% of the remaining death benefit. Next is the legacy story. So legacy is death benefit and giving a death benefit to the beneficiaries, even in the event of filing a living benefits claim. So we know life insurance is there. If they file no claim, they get their full death benefit. We've already shown that if they file an acceleration, the beneficiaries still have remaining death benefit that they could receive. Now, since this is a lien on the death benefit, as time goes by, that death benefit could dwindle down. Now, we assure, as part of the contract, that they will never have less than 10% of their death benefit remaining. If they'd like that to be more, we have an enhanced death benefit rider. So they can make 20% of their death benefit the minimum death benefit to remain. Income. So when building IULs, you know, we show income distribution at retirement ages for whatever number of years. Usually showing some sort of loan or withdrawals, then loans. And so we still have that story within this IUL. But we have another unique feature, a lifetime income rider. Very familiar with those on annuities, but there is a way for a client to turn their cash value within this IUL to a guaranteed income stream. So first, the normal way, loans, fixed loan, becomes a wash loan in year 6. The clients have the ability to choose a variable loan and have that loan money still participate in the index. And they can actually change what type of loan that particular loan is once per year. So if they're not comfortable with the variable loan after they start it, they can go to a fixed loan and vice versa. And then the lifetime income rider. So this is for someone that, when all said and done, they get to the retirement years, and even though we've shown them a hypothetical situation of how they can pull out an income stream, they don't like the idea that that's not guaranteed. So at that time, they have a rider on their policy that they've never paid for until they turn it on, so they could activate their lifetime income rider. And it would cost them 10% of their current cash value, but it would generate a guaranteed income stream based on that cash value. They could either choose for that to be level for their lifetime. They could do a 3% increasing each year, and that would start with a lower initial guarantee. Or they could do a potentially increasing, where the minimum is 4%, and then that increase is tied to the index. Of course, we have overloan protection, prevents a policy from lapsing because the client's taken too much money out. And then finally, the experience with Ameritas. We have the simplified issue, so getting policies issued quickly, and we're probably on average on the non-med between 8 and 12 days. So we have the potential to get those things issued quickly for you. We also are a mutual company, so we have that mutual advantage. You have access to our underwriters, you have access to our new business team, you have access to our sales team. So we're here to partner with you and help you with your sales. Been around since 1887, almost 4 million in customers. 2016, we paid out $2.6 billion in benefits. We have almost $26 billion in assets under management. So these are all, seems like large numbers, what they tell me is we're large enough to matter, and those other larger mutuals are definitely taking notice of us and hearing a lot about Ameritas with these products. And we're still small enough to care about you and your clients. We're rated AM Best A, Standard & Poor A+. And if you ever have any questions about these products or how to do business within our e-app or check your pending business, all of those things, there's one number. So if you ever Google Ameritas or go to ameritas.com, ignore all those numbers. This is the only one you need. It's 800-390-2361. Again, 800-390-2361. You'll hit option 1 for FLX products, and then you'll get a menu that says 1 for sales and marketing. Then you have new business, underwriting, contracting, commissions, and in-force. So everything you need will be from this 1-800 number. That is all I have. I don't know if there's any questions, or I can turn it back over.
Absolutely, yeah, Eric, fantastic. Thank you very much for walking us through that. I do have a handful of questions that came over here, and I know we're coming up on time, but hopefully we can get a couple of these addressed. Some of them I think were addressed as you went through some of those hypotheticals, but I did have a couple asking about confidence in maintaining cap rates and the high participation rates. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed as far as those in terms of the current rates, but I guess can you speak to the confidence that those rates will maintain near where they currently are?
Yeah. I mean, our head actuary who designed these products, he feels pretty confident about them staying on our older platform IUL products. Haven't seen any decreases. And then I know some other carriers have decreased cap rates on their in-force book. So we have the same rate, same cap for in-force and new business. So you won't see us cutting caps on in-force book to get a higher cap on a new policy. Okay, so they're all one and the same. So if we're going to cut, that's going to hurt our new business as well. So I don't see any drastic changes happening there.
Great. Okay, and then kind of taking a step back to when the accelerated benefits are paid out, say for critical illness or chronic illness, will the policy continue to grow as usual even after that critical illness is paid out? I guess just kind of reiterate what takes place with the policy. Is it still in force with those critical illness and chronic illness benefits being paid?
Yeah, if we're talking about the IUL, yes, it's a lien. So yes, the cash value and that death benefit could continue to grow. The only way it would reduce over time is because the lien on the death benefit, or if they were taking out additional withdrawals or something like that. But yes, they would have remaining death benefit, which is a dollar for dollar offset to start, and that could continue to grow based on performance, and then their cash value could continue to grow as well. And they could still continue. And we hope they would still continue to pay their premiums in and build that cash value to rely on later in life as well.
Right. Good deal. All right. And finally, last one, looks like we're getting in here, going back to the ratings. Would you be able to shed light on the Comdex rating for Ameritas?
Yeah, the Comdex, our Comdex is lower. I think it's in the low 80s. Part of that, if I get back to the ratings, is you can see that we do not pay for Moody's. So that impacts your Comdex rating. If you choose not to be paid by Moody's, that will lower your Comdex. And that's probably a big reason for our lower Comdex. We didn't feel we needed to pay out a few $1 million to get rated by Moody's. We felt comfortable in AM Best and Standard & Poor, and that our policyholders knew these two providers as well. So that'd probably speak to the lower Comdex.
Good deal. Very good. All right. Looking through here, I think that wraps up the questions here. So, Eric, thank you again very much for taking some time to go through. Certainly does look like a competitive product. I know I've taken a lot of calls on the new IUL here as it recently launched. So, looks to be a very competitive product. Looking forward to helping everyone with their cases and quoting this. Again, thank you everyone in attendance here this morning. We know your time's valuable, and we certainly do I appreciate you spending part of your Monday morning with us here at IAMS. Again, my name's Adam Welch, in the Life Marketing Department here at IAMS. We'll be calling around to follow up with everyone later on this afternoon. So with that, if there's any other questions that may come up, be glad to address them at that point. But thank you again for your time. Hope everyone has a great rest of your Monday and a great week, and we'll be speaking soon. Take care.